Okay, hi, this is Denise Weàve. So once again, I'm showing you that I'm doing a quick weave. I had suffered some really bad hair loss on Sunday due to a perm by the name of olive oil. It was extra strength. But in this packet that surprised me, there was a booster pack in here of liquid that was supposed to be poured into the activator. Apparently, this kit was way too strong for my hair with a fresh dye in it. Not necessarily fresh, but I had multiple colors on top of colors. And it basically gave me like a, not a pixie cut kind of hair loss, but you know, it shortened me with all the dead ends I had. All of that was taken away. So I decided to let my hair relax. I deep conditioned it and I put some revitalizer in it and just some regrowth to make it get back on track. But in the meantime, I went with this 14-inch hair. As you can see, I have my scissors and I have my 30-second glue, which is really, really fast. And my blow dryer is pretty much all you need to get started. I bought 3 packs because I wasn't sure that 2 packs was going to get the job done. So I bought 3. But, I mean, this is not a pricey pack of hair. So I'm going to show you. So basically, I take my track and I measure, you know, around my hair, and I try not to come too far over because it's not necessary. You don't want to cover up the size of your face too much. So as I get closer to the top, I get shorter with the width. Okay, so that's what I do. And I cut it. You look for the side that has the deepest crevice when you're weaving your hair, okay? Because there's 2 sides to a weave. There's a thin side that has no crevice, and then there's a side that has a crevice on it. That side is the side you want to apply the glue to. So we found that side. And then I just take the hair and I glue it. I've been doing quick weaves for over 20 years. I love quick weaves. I used to wear quick weaves when I was in show business pretty much all the time. Nobody ever saw my natural hair. And when I did decide to go natural in 2019, it didn't even take me long for my hair to really grow out. So you paste the weave, you know, in the middle of the head and bring it around and get as close to the last track as possible. If you have to, go back there and slide it down because you don't want gaps in your tracks. That's something that you don't want. And then you come back with it with a blow dryer, just to make sure that it stays tight. And sometimes, like right now, you're going to find that there's like an edge or something that didn't actually glue down. It's not a worry. You just go ahead back over it with a little bit of glue, dab it in the corner wherever it didn't stick, and finish. My advice, do not leave the blow dryer on there too long. You don't even need a hot blow dryer. You can do it with a cool blow dryer. The blow dryer does not have to be 400 degrees because what's going to happen is the glue is going to melt and start to seep and run into your tracks. And then when you try to comb your tracks are going to be nappy. And the reason why you won't be able to run your fingers through it because there's glue all in the hair. You do not need to get excessive with, you don't need to get excessive with the amount of glue, with the amount of blow dryer heat that you put on. So we're going to go on to the next one. I bought 3 packs, but I really don't think that this is going to take 3 packs. My hair is going to take 3 packs. Only because my hair is not thick like it normally is. I have a perm, remember, because the perm is what jacked me up. So now that my hair is permed, it's a lot more easier for me to throw a quick weave on because I don't have that bulk. And the stocking cap that I used was able to pretty much hold down. You always take your fingers through the hair. Just make sure there's no loose ends or anything just hanging out. Once again, I'm a professional, so I pre-cut it, but you don't need to pre-cut it. You can always measure the track to your hair. I just didn't need to do that because I kind of already knew where I was going to fall with it. So once again, we're going to glue it. Make sure there's no excess loose glue on whatever foundation you're using, because if there's excess glue on the table or wherever you're using, it's going to get on the hair and ruin it. So, and that's another reason why you always might want to get an extra pack of hair, because there are some things that can go wrong. And one of the things is that glue can be extremely treacherous to a track if it's not placed where it's supposed to be placed, and it starts to run all down the track Now you're going to have a track, but you're going to also have glue running into your other tracks, and it's just a big mess. So we applied this one, and I'm going to tell you, I say this all the time, apply the track tightly. Pull it. Don't just sit it on your hair and go. Pull it so you can feel like it's attached to your head. Pull it. Pull the track. And make sure it's not overlapping with another track. It just needs to be above the neck, the track below it, but not stuck to it. Okay. Those are the vital mistakes that can go wrong. Basically, you can, if you don't know what you're doing, you try to do this on your own, you can basically end up gluing a track to another track, and then when one track comes loose, then you have 3 tracks come loose because they're all glued together and they're not individual. So don't do that. Another mistake is not going low enough with your tracks. But I'm going to show you a trick in my next segment, like not next segment, but the next shoot, as to how you can go back under there and add tracks under there. That's not something you have to worry about right away. So if you run your fingers through your tracks, you're like, oh man, it's not thick enough below. Okay, you can always lift that up later and go back and address it. So you see the reason why I don't go too far over. I'm giving my face, I'm giving my profile visual. You know, you don't want to go way over here with your tracks, unless you plan on getting it cut by a salon. So this is the last piece I have left. Do not waste this, but do not do this. People go back here and try to put this in there thinking, oh, this is going to create fullness. What it's going to create is uneven tracks. Now, if you want to have a thicker left side or a thicker right side because you're trying to go like that or swoop, that's fine. But be careful, because when you come back in to try to make everything even, you're going to find that some of your tracks are off track. So just stick to the going around in circles. That's the best way to do it. So now we're going to part 2, which is really packed 2. I don't know if I'm still recording.